Easy now, I've got you.
Oh, thank you. That was a close one.
Are you okay?
Everyone laughed at the waiter helping a fallen obese woman, until they learned she was a powerful CEO. The lunch rush at the Glass Orchid was pure chaos. Plates clinked, waiters rushed between tables, and the low hum of wealthy conversations filled the air. It was the kind of upscale restaurant where people wore watches that cost more than cars and judged you by the shine of your shoes. Ethan adjusted his apron and balanced 2 trays on his arms. At 32, he was used to the grind. Single dad, full-time waiter, part-time everything else. His 6-year-old daughter, Lily, had a school trip next week. The fee was still unpaid. So he smiled wider, walked faster, and ignored the ache in his feet. That's when the front doors opened. A woman stepped inside, breathing heavily. She was very overweight, her floral dress slightly wrinkled, her hair pulled into a loose bun that had given up halfway through the day. People glanced up, and then quickly away. Not the usual, Glass Orchid, guest. She walked slowly toward the hostess stand, gripping her purse like it was an anchor. Her face was flushed, not from makeup, from effort. "Table for 1, please," she said softly. The hostess hesitated for a split second, just enough for nearby guests to notice. Ethan saw it. He also saw the tiny flicker of embarrassment in the woman's eyes. "I'll take her," he said quickly, stepping forward with a warm smile. "Right this way, ma'am." She looked relieved, grateful. As he led her to a table near the window, he noticed she moved carefully, like her knees hurt. He slowed his pace to match hers. Small kindness, no big deal, except people were watching. At a nearby table, 2 young men in suits snickered. "Hope the chairs are reinforced," one muttered. Their dates giggled behind manicured hands. Ethan heard it, so did the woman. Her shoulders tightened, but she kept walking. When she reached the chair, she tried to sit gracefully, but the leg of the chair caught on the rug. It happened in a second. Her balance shifted, her purse fell, and she went down, hard. A gasp rippled through the restaurant, followed by the kind of silence that isn't kind at all. Then someone laughed, then another. A few people turned away, pretending not to see. Others openly stared, phones subtly angled for a photo they'd never admit to taking. The woman struggled, her face burning red, from pain, humiliation, and the sudden weight of dozens of eyes. Ethan dropped his tray. It clattered to the floor, plates shattering. He didn't care. He rushed to her side and knelt down. "Ma'am, are you hurt?" She shook her head, but tears were already forming. I'm fine. I'm so sorry, I'll just." "Hey," he said gently. "No rushing. Take your time." He didn't try to yank her up. Didn't make a scene. He spoke calmly, like this was the most normal thing in the world. "On 3, we'll sit you up. I've got you." Another waiter hesitated nearby, unsure. Ethan glanced up. "Can we get another chair?" A sturdy one. Not louder. Not embarrassed. Just practical. Some guests rolled their eyes. "This is ridiculous," one woman whispered. "We're trying to eat." Ethan helped the woman sit upright, then carefully supported her as she got into the new chair. He picked up her purse, brushed off the strap, and handed it to her with both hands. She was crying now, quietly. "I'm so sorry," she said again. "You have nothing to be sorry for," he replied. "Would you like some water?" She nodded. He brought it in a clean glass, set a fresh napkin on the table, and said, "Take your time. I'll be right here if you need anything." Not once did he look annoyed. Not once did he rush her. From across the room, the manager stormed over, face tight. "Ethan, what happened?" She slipped. "I've got it handled." The manager lowered his voice. "We can't have scenes like this. Guests are uncomfortable." Ethan looked at the woman, still shaken, still wiping tears. Then back at his boss. "She's a guest." That was it. No argument, just truth. The manager forced a smile and walked away. Ethan returned with a complimentary soup, easy to eat, comforting. "I didn't order this," she said. "I know," he smiled. "On the house." She looked at him for a long moment. Studying, not just seeing, assessing. "What's your name?" she asked. "Ethan." "You're very kind, Ethan." He shrugged. "Just doing my job." She gave a small, knowing smile. "No, you're not." The next day, the restaurant owner arrived in person. That never happened. Managers stood straighter. Staff whispered. Ethan was called into the office. He thought he was getting fired. Inside sat the owner, and the woman from yesterday. Except today, she wore a tailored navy suit. Her hair was styled. Diamond studs glimmered in her ears. She looked powerful, polished, unrecognizable. Ethan blinked. Ma'am, she stood and extended her hand. Good morning, Ethan. My name is Margaret Hale. The name hit him like thunder. Hale Industries, tech, real estate, hospitality, Billionaire CEO. She owned half the buildings downtown. I was meeting someone yesterday, she continued. A potential business partner. I came early. I didn't expect the fall. Ethan's stomach dropped. I'm so sorry about that. She smiled gently. Why, you're the only one who treated me like a human being. The owner shifted uncomfortably. Margaret continued, I've been considering investing in a restaurant chain. Hospitality tells you everything about a company's soul. Her eyes stayed on Ethan. Yesterday, I saw the soul of this place. And it was kneeling on the floor, helping someone everyone else laughed at. Silence filled the office. I will be investing, she said calmly. On one condition. The owner leaned forward eagerly. Anything. I want Ethan promoted to guest experience manager. Effective immediately. Salary doubled. Full benefits. Ethan's mouth opened. Nothing came out. And, she added, I'd like to fund a scholarship program for employees with children. In his daughter's name. Ethan's eyes burned. You remembered, he whispered. You showed me a photo when you took my order, she said. Lily, right, he nodded, unable to speak. Margaret smiled. Kindness is rare. I invest in rare things. 1 week later, a small sign hung near the entrance. At the Glass Orchid, every guest is treated with dignity. Ethan stood a little taller in his new suit jacket. When a nervous teenage boy accidentally dropped a glass, Ethan was the first to say, no worries. Happens all the time. When an elderly man struggled to stand, Ethan was there with a steady arm. And when a woman walked in, overweight, anxious, expecting judgment, Ethan greeted her with the same warm smile. Because kindness isn't about who someone turns out to be. It's about who you choose to be. Before you know, and somewhere in a corner booth, Margaret Hale watched it all, satisfied she had invested in exactly the right place.